Okay, bada bum. Everything is in boxes, so it's utter chaos here.
Oh, no. Well, thank you for making the effort.
Of course. Okay, and we'll scoot over here. We're scooting. We've scooted. All right, there we go. Perfect.
Excellent. Well, you're unpacking now, but you'll be packing soon because you're coming to Australia.
Boom. My God, what a segue. This is a goddamn professional, folks. Look at that. How about it?
Are you excited? You've never been here before.
I've never been here before. I'm so excited. Oh my God. I truthfully am beyond excited to get a chance to go and to see multiple cities. I get to see Sydney and Melbourne, which is going to be a blast. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. I cannot wait.
Well, I mean, let's talk about it because you've got a lot. You're bringing your own show to Sydney and Melbourne. You're going to South by Southwest. You've got a keynote there. Like,
Yeah.
how's the preparation going for all this?
It's a delight, truly. I'm so excited to get a chance to play with people I've never gotten to play with before. And there have been, I mean, like the amount of Australian fans of Dimension 20 that have been there since day one. I remember like one of the earliest things when I was like looking at our first Discord server start to get people coming in, and people were like, who's from like the farthest away, or where are people from? And I saw Aussie go up immediately. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. So it's going to be awesome to see people that have been like supporting me and the rest of the gang at Dropout for years live and in person. I cannot wait.
So can you give me a bit of a taste of, well, we'll talk about both things, but the keynote first, like what are you going to be presenting there and what can people expect?
Well, it's interesting to get into the keynote sort of element of it because a very natural part of myself is does not want to be held out as an expert or authority on anything. I feel like I have a strong philosophical bias towards the innate feeling I have towards my own career, and any wisdom that I would have to share is that I am the recipient and beneficiary of a tremendous amount of good fortune. And I sort of balk at the idea of being like, here's how I did it. It was all part of the plan. Believe me, professional dungeon master was not a part of anyone's plan. And if they tell you it was, they're lying. But it will be a delight to, I think, share some of the journey, share some insights into parts of the business that were surprising to me, right? I don't necessarily have any advice that I feel I have the authority to give to anyone else, but I certainly have things that surprised me to learn in my own life. And therefore, maybe I wish I would have known when I was younger and starting out. So I think that'll be some of the focus, is trying to give those sorts of insights.
I'm sure there's no way you could have ever anticipated where your career would go as a child.
Impossible. And that it would have so much to do with what I was doing as a child. You know, the idea of like, what, I get to play my favorite game for a living is really, you know, I probably hope I was a shrewd enough kid that I would have narrowed my eyes in suspicion at someone from the future telling me that that's what was going to happen.
Well, critters, let's bring to the stage the GM for Campaign 4, Brennan Lee Mulligan.
You had a pretty incredible moment recently on stage when you were announced as the game master for Critical Role. Watching that video back only recently, that crowd cheer was unlike anything else. What was going through your head at that moment when it was unveiled that you were going to be the new game master?
Julian, I'm proud to report, and I said the same thing backstage to all of my wonderful friends at Critical Role, complete and total dissociation. It gets a bad rap, but you gotta, folks, if you take this, this is maybe what the keynote speech is gonna be. Folks, you gotta dissociate. It's an incredibly adaptive psychological response to overwhelming external stimuli, and I highly recommend it. To answer your question, I think that there's like the reception at Gen Con at Indianapolis, the reception internally at Critical Role by the amazing cast and crew, the founders, the staff they have, the amazing reception from fans of the show, is such a phenomenal privilege, and all I can do is feel gratitude, which is, I guess, if I was in touch with any aspect of my emotional self on stage, what I was feeling was gratitude. And I guess a blinding desire to not let anyone down, to meet people at the phenomenal goodwill they have been kind enough to turn my way, and to lift that up and do the work necessary to prove myself worthy of that warm reception.
I think you are proving yourself right now. You got Critical Role on the go. You're bringing Endless Dungeon to Australia. You're now doing a keynote at South by Southwest. October's going to be a big month for you, Brennan.
No kidding, man. It's going to be a big month. It's wild. But it's it's such a gift. It's like, I know it, in a weird way, like, you spend so much time running at top speed to get the opportunity, and then to be ready when you get it. And I feel like the thing that I didn't know when I was a young, broke improviser, living in New York, and then a broke improviser, less young, living in Los Angeles, was when the opportunity presents itself, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now is the time to run. I thought I was running when I was like struggling and trying to get here. When you get here, now it's suddenly like, oh my God, it actually happened. Now you have to make it worth it. You have to justify all that previous work that went into it. So October's going to be a big month, and boy, if I'm lucky, I'll get some more big months after that, because it's so exciting and such a phenomenal adventure to be able to go on. To go to Australia, for Endless Dungeon, which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited for both those shows, both those games. It's going to be a hoot, and also just like, I don't know. Australia is, I have to say, as an improv teacher, I was always delighted whenever I had Australians in my class. I feel like something in the Australian national character forms pure diamond improv talent. I was always cracked up by my Australian students anytime I was lucky enough to teach one. So I'm delighted to be able to go and see a country that I've loved ever since I was a kid, if only for being a kid right in the demographic of Rescue Rangers Down Under, or Rescuers Down Under, really an impactful film in my early childhood. And then also iconic hero of my, to me, the Australia as depicted by the late great Steve Irwin is like the land of myth and legend that as an American, I've spent my life. If I get to see a wallaby, dude, I'm going to cry on the spot. Also, as a new father, it continues to be a cultural powerhouse, because if you think Bluey is not on in this house 24/7, you're dreaming.
It's on in our house too.
I've got some really exciting news, and that is that next month I'm going to be doing 2 shows alongside Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Let's talk about Endless Dungeon. You've got your cast mates are Australian.
Yes.
Have you been sitting down with them to talk about what you're going to do and how it's going to go, or is this just very off the cuff?
This is very off the cuff, but we have our initial emails going out. So we have initial emails in terms of character creation and what we want to do, and it's really fun. I mean, it's I think that the fun part about Endless Dungeon is that it's and for those of your listeners or readers that do not know, Endless Dungeon is set in an endless labyrinthine maze filled with the boundless, absurd ecosystems of dungeon crawling, but filled with like the civilizational aspects of that. Like, like you can't just sit around waiting for an adventurer. What are we doing here in this trap-filled maze while life is going on all around us? And I think that it'll be really fun I'm excited to see, again, by the way, the people I'm playing with are some of my favorite content creators. So I've never gotten a chance to meet them in person, but I know all of them by either reputation or literally as a consumer of their work and art and media and comedy. So I could not be more delighted. I think it's going to be a blast, and hopefully a really easy in where by virtue of like having a ball with the most insane tropes of tabletop world building, it should be a really easy in for people that aren't getting to play with each other for the very first time. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's fantastic. What is the one thing you want your Aussie fans to know ahead of your arrival? Like, what's your message to them?
I have been lucky enough to perform internationally in the UK. I've been lucky enough to perform internationally in Ireland, and I have been blown away by how many wonderful people are waiting in every corner of the globe. So I'll just say I'm looking forward to. I mean, for me, traveling for work allows you to meet people in the environment of their day-to-day life rather than necessarily like going from like sort of on the conveyor belt of a tourist experience. You get to actually see. So I'm excited to go. I want to go out to the places that like the crew of these venues go out to eat. Like my favorite thing traveling abroad in the UK was going to a chippy and seeing how many things can truly be deep fried. And I'm looking for, I want like the greasy spoon Australian experience. I don't want the high and mighty. I want the down home. So I'm looking forward
to chicken parmigiana, chicken palmy, chicken parma. It's the biggest debate in the country if it's a palmy or a parma. So I think New South Wales are big on the palmy, and in Victoria, it's a parma.
See, as a New Yorker, you would resolve that dispute by dropping the vowel altogether, just chicken parm. You just end on.
It's parm. The simplest solution.
it's maybe we can meet. Maybe I can come as a peacemaker. You know, let's find out. Let's see.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. Yeah, but I truly cannot wait, man. I'm delighted. And again, I have so many loved ones in my life from Australia, and have so many positive associations from media and life and the world and culture that I'm very, very excited, man. It's going to be a hoot.
And we're excited to have you. So thank you for coming.
Hell yes, my man. Cannot wait.
Actually, I think tickets pre-sale's gone on sale now. So
yes, either today or tomorrow, but I think you're right.
It may have been just recently.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, it's gonna. I cannot wait. It's gonna be a ball.
Well, Brennan, thank you so much for your time this morning. You're moving house. You've got boxes everywhere. I totally appreciate that you made time for me. And I look forward to seeing the show, and hopefully catch you at South by Southwest as well.
Hell yes, my man. Thank you so much. Deeply exciting.